G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is a bit of a different setup. I've got two cameras going today, one up in the air, which you'll see the aerial view of the desk, and then one right in front of me. Jury's out on whether I like that right there or not, but I wanted to do this because I'm doing real time today, and one of the things I don't love about real time is you can't well, typically I don't show this view of my face, and so you can't really engage with like some of my in-between moments. Not that I'm asking you to engage with those, but sometimes I just stop working and I start talking, and I feel like when you just see hands like this on a page and I'm just talking for like 10 minutes, it can be quite boring. So I'm trying this out. I don't know if I've done this before. I feel like I probably tried it before and then I just forgot I did it, but we're in my new, this is not new, we did it at the start of the year, but I haven't done anything in this one. Oh, I've got notifications everywhere. Steve wants to know if I'm filming. I am filming. Thank you, Steve, for messaging me. I'll have to call you back later. This is the Trader Joe's paper bag journal that I made at the start of the year on that tutorial. So some of you have made some of these, and I'm really excited to be in this today, just working real time. Grab yours out if you want to play along. I'm just going to be dumping all my junk in here today. So it's mostly just garbage journaling. And I'll probably end up talking about all the garbage that I put in there as I go. So if you're hearing music in the background, you're not crazy. I have put my little royalty-free music on my laptop over there. And I'm playing a playlist that I think is, yeah, Valentine's Day playlist. Hope you had a good Valentine's. I just wanted to see if this worked out as well, just so I don't have to add the music in later. I could just play this along like we were just sitting, chatting, having a good time journaling. Music on in the background, sirens going crazy as per usual, me with my allergies, cats acting up. You're like, it's like you're right here. You're right across the desk from me. Let's get into it. I have so much junk. I've actually separated, I'll show you this before I do anything. Here's all the junk I separated for this journal, because I know I said I was kind of doubling up with the junk garbage type journaling. So this is my in art diario graphico. I don't know how to say it properly. This is one of my art journals that I've taken to putting some of my more precious junk in. I don't want to classify it that way, but you know what I mean. Some things that are a little bit more sentimental, not so much just like random packaging, even though that's in here too. But I went to Disneyland, so I got my Disneyland tickets. I found some old ephemera from when Steve came to visit me on the cruise ship. That was 2015, that's years ago. Some old tickets. This was movie tickets when we went to see Cruella, love that. This was a little thank you card that we sent out from our wedding. Don't know where that came from. Anyway, some old stuff that I have here. So this is like more special junk that I want to put in this specific art journal with the hardcover. And then I've got all my other junk that doesn't really have that much of a sentimental attachment to it. I mean, it all means something, otherwise I wouldn't keep it. Or would I? I probably would. But I just wanted to keep these and put all of this in here. So I figured we'd do that together today. I've got my big old tape runner. Let's pray this doesn't run out. Oh, is that too loud? I feel like that's too loud. Shush. I might get over the music and just stop it altogether. Who knows? All right, I got Christmas stuff. I should really probably put this into like size order, because I want to put some of the bigger stuff down first. Since there's nothing in this journal, it'll make for good pages to add more stuff to. And things like these are misprints. These are sticker paper, so I can just put those down. These are not sticker paper though, so I think I just need to put those in as pages. This is all medium-sized ephemera, I would say. Oh, please stop calling everyone. I'm so sick of this spam. I don't know how my number got onto a spam website, but it's been non-stop spam calls all of the last like 4 months. It's so frustrating. Christmas Collage Club ephemera. Oh, this is big. I've got lots of this little stuff. I guess I should make a little pile too. I've also got lots of sticker sheets that are finished, so I can do something with that. Oh, these are all big. I wanted to keep those. And this is from Collage Club as well. These are my originals. Actually, no one got this one. It's this, the Mean Girls one. I guess this is technically a large piece of paper. It's from a C's Candies box. which is funny because they sell it in pounds. It's like, it's not like you buy it, well, I guess you buy the assorted box, but it's like £2 box of chocolates. I don't know, that just is a funny way for me to think about buying food, which I guess we do all the time. I don't know why I think that's so interesting. I guess I've never been confronted with £2 of chocolate before. It was Steve's present, but I definitely ate some. I don't think I'd ever tried C's candies before. They do seem very much like a corporate gift. Do you know what I mean? Like something that you give a manager or something that you have to buy a present for. This is from Porto's. I love Porto's. These are all big. This is all medium. I've got some random stuff here too, like this bow and this. This is the little spoon I used for Goring 20s to put my glitters on. A Jo Malone little bag. Tags as per usual. Some packaging. All right, well that's all the medium type stuff, and we've got all the bigger stuff here. So let's focus on getting some of this bigger stuff down. And I reckon I'm just gonna stick this down on the page. It's gonna be in the background. I'm gonna stick stuff over the top of it, but it'll like reinforce the page a little bit. And I don't want to lose it. Like I don't want to not lose it. I don't want to waste it. So even though it becomes like a very, very background element, at least it's not just in the bin, because this paper is, well, it's not expensive if you buy a lot of it, but it costs money. It costs money, and I don't like feeling like I've wasted it. But I also don't need to feature it. Oh, I got a creak. I was gonna say a crease and a wrinkle, and then just stopped there. Excuse me, allergy break. All right, that's good. This I think is sticker paper too. It's just matte sticker paper. Get all of this background stuff down. I did actually end up fixing the printer and it worked after all that hassle, so that's all good. And then, is there anything else that I would put in the background that I don't really need to see? Not really. All of this I would actually kind of show. This I might make double-sided, like back to front, and just make them kind of tip-in type pages. I printed all of these out for, I believe it was Virtual Voyage 8, no? We did, I was reimagining characters in a Tim Burton style, and I think this was all of my research for all the characters that we came up with, because everyone gave suggestions, and I believe I did most of them. I didn't do everything. I know that for a fact. But I did a lot. Okay. Doesn't really matter which way they go in. Oh, I need my regular tape. Where's that? Sorry. Gotta get that from this drawer. I use this like Scotch gift tape or magic tape. I don't know what the difference is, to be honest, between magic and gift. But as long as it sticks down, I don't really care. All right, there we go. Put that there. Oh, love that sound. And just put that on top, then it's like a little flip book. Who knows if I'll reference it in the future, but it's a good memory to have nonetheless. I probably would have put it in my Virtual Voyage journal because that's what it was a part of, but I used that deco journal for it and it's all full. So there was no real point in putting a whole bunch of extra pages in there. Especially when they were just referenced, like I didn't work on any of these. There we go. Do you know what? I might put this here and flip this upside down. This is packaging from my stamp set. I want it to be able to open, so I'll go this way. And I've changed the packaging once before, so I keep things like this because it's a kind of a time capsule of what the packaging looks like right now. Like I might end up changing it again one day. And I'll look back and think, oh yeah, remember when it looked like that? There we go. So now whatever I want to put in here, I'll be able to open and slot it in. I could probably put these in here actually. They don't really belong anywhere else. Let me get my little trimmer. Trim this up nice. Maybe I'll go at the bottom of their feet. There you go. That'll make them all stand upright. I love this little trimmer. It's the Tim Holtz Tonic Studios. I think it's a mini paper trimmer. I'm not quite sure. Just a small little thing. Very convenient to have at my desk. Oh look, and this is packaging for my stamp set called The Gorals, which kind of works for this piece of ephemera. That'll keep them nice and safe. Maybe I'll go back in there one day and steal them out and repurpose them for a different Valentine's Day, but for now they just exist in Collage Club. This, pardon me, this is Dior, I think. I used to take my coloring books and put the princesses in different high fashion. I would kind of white out their lines with the Univol Signo and then redress them in couture. I used to do that a lot. I loved it. And this, if I remember correctly, this is a Dior couture gown that I dressed Snow White up in. Let me check that I'm back in frame because I know I just moved my book. There you go. Now we're back. I gotta sit in the right place because if I don't sit, oh look, now I've gotta move my, no, I can't move it because now it's gonna be all off. Okay, I'm here, I'm sat here, I'm good. When I start to jiggle about, all of the orientation becomes different, and I usually center this, like, center of the book to me, my center, and at this point it's just like, this is my center here, but that's off. But if I move it here, then I'm gonna be out of the frame for the aerial, no, the front view. It's just a nightmare. I've really confused myself today. Oh, it's okay. Where do I want to put this? I might wait and save that for a place I want a window. I'm not trying to think too much. Like this might just be nice. Just put down, I guess. Oh, I didn't want to rip off the tags, but they've come off. If I just rip it. There we go. Now I'll just stick that down. Just for a bit of red. Red is my favorite color, especially this red, this like very intense, vibrant lipstick red. I don't know who made this Valentine's playlist, but it's kind of odd. It's like very, very genres. Okay, let's put this down. I don't want to think too much. You know my rules with this garbage journal. But I do remember flipping them for you recently and saying that I did want to be a touch more intentional than I had been the last time because I didn't like how junky it looked. I mean, I did, and I also didn't. I wanted to be just a little bit more placed with certain ephemera. Like that could probably go here too. I might just cut that off because I don't know what ephemera I'd end up putting in there. That would need to be closed up. It's quite a thin piece of packaging. And this is what I mean by placed. See how everything kind of like fits into a space? I'm not going too haywire. As long as I don't cover, see I don't want to cover my Snow White there. I got a thinner piece of ephemera. That looks fine. Can put that there. I'll probably still put something over the top of this because it's just quite plain. Don't need to make a feature of it. And now I'm just going to bring it down slightly just because I've got this weird open edge here. So if I bring it down and cover that, that'll cover a multitude of sins. For some of this more heavy cardstock ephemera, like this watercolor paper, you do want to give it a bit of extra tape. The tape runner is good, but it's not like super duper strong adhesive, and it's quite a thin line. Might just stick this down here while I've got some corners that I could cover up. There we go. Curious. Oh, look at this little scrap of paper that might go right here. I am currently in rehearsals for a new show. Well, new to me, it's not a new show. Over at Knott's Berry Farm. That will start in a few weeks, I think, and I am a little exhausted, body-wise. Mind-wise, I'm actually feeling very rejuvenated and very happy and very fresh. But my body is aching. Which I've said before is a good thing, and I told my mum that. I was like, it means my body is dancing, so it's the best type of aching. But wow, things hurt. A lot of things hurt. Okay, this was a little gift I gave to my castmates at the Goring 20s when I did that at Not Scary Farm last year at Halloween. I did this piece. I did two pieces, one for the girls, one for the boys, that were our characters in the show. I really loved it. I gave them all prints of it, and then I wanted to keep mine in this plastic so I could keep them nice. And just put them in here, make them a little tip in. I think I gave away the originals, but I still have the files if I wanted to get them printed. I was going to print them and frame them, but I think I'm happy just to have this copy in my journal, to be honest. Oh, so here's some more like background things. Exactly the same print. I kept trying to print the same thing, and this is when I had my printer issues. So I'll pop this in the background so I can start covering it up. I might put it close to the edge this time, in the middle. It's not a great idea to bulk up your spine too much, but sometimes I just do what I want. I believe all these photos were for my 5-year journal. Maybe I'll go this way and we can cover up that edge. I have these connector pens. These are pretty popular in Australia. Like, you have them on my kids. They're not as snappy as they used to be. Like, they break apart quite easily. They used to really click together. And people would make all kinds of towers and little weapons out of them. Anyway, when they fall apart, like sometimes they'll just fall apart like this. I'll see ones that I like a color palette, and I'll take a photo of it. So that's what these photos are, because they're just little connector pen color palettes that I like to have. Like this, I think is really interesting. There's usually just a bunch of colors that would go together that I would never think to put together. Oh, I really like this. So I'll take photos and then reference them. A lot of them are in my 5-year journal, so you'll see those. And then sometimes I'll use the pens to actually scribble out the colors. Sorry, I'm getting so nasal, I can literally not stand myself. Hang on. It's because I shut the window. I shut the window so that you wouldn't have all the outside noise, but now I've just got cats in here and it's like... But we will survive, girls. And for those concerned, yes, I am singing in this show as well, this new one that I'm learning. It's becoming a thing over at Knott's Berry Farm. I really thought it was just like a one-time thing. And you know what I will say? I'm having a good time. It is a very interesting challenge to take on at this stage in my life. I never considered myself someone who would, willingly put myself up to sing like that, which is so not true because I've definitely been to auditions before where I sang and have gone up for roles where I had to sing. I'm not as trained in singing at all. Like I stopped after my voice broke, like I am in dance. In dance, I feel like I'm very trained. I don't feel any imposter syndrome in dance. But with singing, I very much feel that. So it's been a really interesting journey to go on. But I am having a lot of fun, and it is such a safe space to kind of learn that. Everyone is very encouraging and very nice, and like I get the help that I need. So that is always very encouraging. But I did think it was a one-time thing, and now we're doing it again. And I think the thing that I find the hardest is like even songs I love, I don't know the lyrics to them. I have a really hard time just remembering the lyrics in general. And so I've been trying to learn them, but also in my head, like they just go over and over and over and over, and they're stuck in my head, and I go to sleep with the same little lick on repeat over and over and over, and I literally feel like I'm going insane. Like, I don't know what the one was the other day. I don't want to know because it's going to come back into my head and haunt me for the rest of the day. But, oh goodness, it's such a new problem to have. And I asked Steve, I was like, do you get that all? He was like, all the time. And he goes, don't even tell me what it is because it'll get stuck in his head and then he'll have it stuck in there. So, hazard of the trade, I guess, that I didn't know about. My heart goes out to all the singers out there. But I'm very excited. This show is very, very different to the one I'm in. The one I'm in right now, called It's Your Life, Charlie Brown, is with the Peanuts gang. Super cute, very classic, very traditional. Kind of think of like Hairspray, kind of like that, band of TV dancers. It's very much based on This Is Your Life. You know, that show where they give the celebrity a book and they kind of go through their best moments of life. So it's like that, but we do that for Charlie Brown. And it is very, very cute. It's very classic jazz, nice clean lines. Really, really cute show, really fun to do, quite snappy too. I think it's over in like 17 or 20 minutes. So really nice pace for the children. And I really, really love it, but it was always going to be a short run. Like we knew going into it that it really only lasted for the Peanuts celebration, which is quite a short season of fun at Knott's Berry Farm. And it's really sad because I just really loved it. But I'm glad there's an overlap between this and, because we still have a couple of weekends left of It's Your Life, and then we're going to go into Preserved. So that's nice. I don't really have to wait, ages and ages and ages to get back to it. I just kind of hopped from one thing to another. These still smell like the soap that I purchased in them, so that's why I love them in my journal. There's a soap that I got from Australia my mum gave me, and I put that in my Australian journals. Every time I pull those journals out, it literally, the scent memory just triggers me right back to that moment. Scent is such an interesting thing to try and get into your journal because it's kind of like a tricky thing. Do you spray your pages with your cologne or something and, kind of risk the oil damage or, them smelling too strong? But if you can get soap packaging, I always feel like that's kind of subtle. And even if the smell completely kind of dissipates, like just from, the air around the journal, you can still always like open up the package and smell it inside. That lasts for like ages. This is another soap. This is coconut. I don't like to put the scents too close to each other because that kind of, cancels them out. But I might actually staple this over here somewhere. I don't really need the whole thing. But Preserved is a show kind of like, it celebrates the 100th anniversary of Knott's Berry Farm. And it's kind of like celebrating all of the journey up to the creation of Knott's Berry Farm. So it's very much like gold miners, cowboys, like the roaring 20s. I need my little stapler. And it's very, very high energy. It's Your Life is cute and there is lots of energy to doing it, but I wouldn't call it like exhausting. I haven't even learned all of Preserved yet, and I'm exhausted. Even just the California medley alone is, especially because if you really enjoy doing it, you end up putting a lot more energy into it, so you wear yourself out quicker. Oh, I did this as well. I don't know if you're able to see this. I made these stickers, much how like I did those drawings for my Goring 20s friends. I did these for my It's Your Life Charlie Brown friends. I actually got them made at Sticker App. A little expensive for my tastes, but I was only getting a small quantity. They're vinyl, so they'll be good for water bottles and everything. And they're matte finish. And I made them like old TVs, because that's kind of like our show is like very mid-century. And I made some grain on them. I colored them digitally, but I drew them traditionally. And it was actually a really hard time trying to get everybody on there. I even had to put our swings on there because I wanted every single person that's in the show to be on there. It was so many little characters. And I did us all in the style of Charlie Brown, the Peanuts. Actually, I have the sketches in here. I'll show you. They don't have these yet, but they'll have them by tomorrow. So you'll find out when they find out. But I did all of my little sketches in here. Here. I was practicing with different styles. I didn't know if I wanted to go them really mid-century or like a Mary Blair type situation. Something much cuter and a little bit more lifelike. Quote-unquote lifelike. The Mary Blair ones were really cute. But in the end, I wanted to just go with the classic Charlie Brown aesthetics. I felt like that was true to the show anyway. But I love those. So I'm going to give those out tomorrow as like a little parting gift. We're not finished tomorrow, but it'll be my little thank you to... Actually, no, I have to keep that one because that's the one I need. Everyone else can have these. I wouldn't usually do that for a show with that many people in it because it's a lot. But I just couldn't help myself. I've had such a good time, I had to do it. All right, where do I want to put this? Joy Malone. Steve got some Joy Malone for Christmas, and it just smelled so gorgeous that I wanted to go and have a smell, and I ended up getting some. Oh, that didn't go through. I have to put it on the edge. Oh, I'm out of staples. Excuse me. The one that I got was wood sage and sea salt. I love very woody scents. I do like citrus to an extent. I like it if it's very fresh and bright. I don't like a heavy citrus. I like very woody scents. I don't like anything musk really. But I don't mind floral. Nothing too strong. The sea salt and wood sage is just so pretty, so I wear that daily now. And then we got another one that was called... Oh, I forgot. It's oud, but I don't know what the other scent in it is. That one's much more of a nighttime scent for me, I think. Let me check, I'm still in frame. Ooh, I'm getting out. I'm slowly creeping off the screen. That happens. This is my tune belt. I bought this so I could put my microphone in it. I thought it was so funny that I would ever own such a device. So I wanted to keep that. Here's the Sticker App packaging. Probably should have done it on the other side because it's funny, the little instructions they show you, but too late. Here is an old Christmas card. I'm actually going to throw this one away because, I don't know, weird memories attached to it, but I figured like it was a nice gesture to be sent. You know what? I'm going to do it because I just don't want to know. I just don't want to think about it. I had that moment when I was looking at it. I was like, no, I'll put it in there. It was nice that they sent it. And I thought, no, actually, no. Do not want to see it. Thanks for the thought. Just a little too much for me. Journals are a lot about like you know, triggering memories. And I you know, there's that part of me as I get older that just thinks, you know, why am I just doing that? Like, why am I just doing that because it's normal, or it's like the nice thing to do? And, you know, I don't know if they'll ever know that I threw the card out, but I don't want to think about that when I open this journal. I don't want to open it and be like, oh, what's inside that? I forgot. And then open it up and be like, oh, oof. You know what I mean? And it wasn't them specifically, but it was just kind of like all that it represents. I know I'm being cryptic, but it was church. That's what I'll tell you that much. If you know my story with church and how that all ended last year, it just was something I don't want to be reminded of. So I'll leave it at that. I still have my faith, but I'm just really not interested in returning to that church. Oh, look, I've got another little Jo Malone bag. Put it somewhere else. I might have to get rid of these. These are too bulky. Bianca, you want some string? She's dead to the world over there. Fast asleep. I really enjoyed going into the Jo Malone store and smelling everything. They have these little bows on top of their tester samplers that I just thought was so cute. But the sales assistants, like, I get that that's their job. I'm just so sick of being sold to. And, like, you know, a lot of the time when I'm going to spend money in a nice place, it is so much about the experience for me. And, like, some of my experience, I feel like, gets a bit ruined if I can just tell that you're desperate for me to buy something. And the upsell, my goodness, stop upselling me things. I don't care. Like, most of the time, I would probably be happy just to buy it anyway. But once you want me to buy it, then I'm like finding every reason in the world to get out of the store as quickly as possible. It can be so frustrating. Maybe I'll put it in that way. This is such a weird little bag with the gusset to put in. Maybe I should open it? What do I do? Oh, that looks weird. I don't think I've ever... I'm sure I put a bag like this in here before. But if I stick it like that, is that weird? I'm gonna stick it right there. Not everything has to be practical. It's gonna be a tip. It'll be a pop-up. Like a pop-up little bag. So when you open this part of the journal, you can open it up and see what's in there. And there'll be nothing. I think this was the ribbon one of them came with. Maybe I should staple that on because that was kind of like their testers. It must have a black ribbon aesthetic, which I love. Very Chanel. Oh, I watched that show last night, The New Look, which I have to say, I thought was going to be just like, this is how Christian Dior started his brand. So far, it's been all about Coco Chanel and her involvement in World War II, which I don't even know if that's all real or not. But I am a little bit fascinated now. I was really not in the mood to watch it when Steve put it on, but you know what? Sometimes you just sit there and you give it a chance. And I ended up watching all the episodes that are currently released. So I guess I was somewhat interested. We did a look at Christian Dior in our first virtual voyage. One of the themes was avant-garde, which is probably one of the only themes I made up that wasn't based off of a story or anything. We looked at fashion-y things in it, but there was no, like, a lot of them were based off of stories or movies. And I really liked it. It was because I wanted to do something with fashion illustration and all of that stuff, just explore that. But I thought this movie or this TV show would give me a bit of an insight into all the stuff about Dior that I didn't really know. And we had just gone to Paris in 2022. And we went to that Dior exhibit, which was really, really great. So I learned some stuff there. But yeah, this show is not that. So far anyway, maybe it's building up to that, but it's been so dramatic. I can't see it changing and suddenly being light and frou-frou and fluffy in fashion. I think it's going to be quite dramatic the whole way through. Unfortunately for me. Not that I can't watch dramatic things, but I lose interest pretty quickly. I have to be in the mood, which I wasn't, so it was kind of interesting that I got there. But now, who knows if I'll be in the mood to turn it back on again. My general rule is if an 8-year-old wouldn't watch it, I probably wouldn't watch it. Okay, we'll stick her on top. This is Zendaya. I stamped these out, so this is a stamp and illustration piece. Stupid Steve's been making me buy him everything that I get. He wants a copy. And at first I thought it was cute, but now I think he's just doing it because he wants more clothes than he could ever possibly wear in his whole life. And I do feel a little guilty. We buy all those things separate. Unless it's someone's birthday, like I'll buy my own clothes, Steve will buy his own clothes. And it's not like, you know, I get something so you get something. I mean, we're both pretty independent about it. But when he buys things, I don't ask him to buy me a copy. But every time I buy something, he's like, oh, I would really love that. And then I end up buying it for him. It's going to drain my bank account. No one tells you it's expensive to be married to someone who loves gifts. What's it called? His love language is physical gifts. Tangible, expensive, physical gifts. Poor Steve. Do not tell him I said that. That's our secret. I'm not going to use that. I've got all these lolly wrappers too. This is Dum Dums. I usually like to put things like this on a, like, tab it. On one of these tip-ins. Just makes it easier to grab. Or to know, because a lot of when there's things, so many things that are layered, I actually don't know if something is stuck down or if it's something that I can open up. So if there's a tab on it, I know I can pull it open. So this I think I can tab with this Lindor. I always say I don't really like these, but then I end up eating like 7. I don't know why I even say I don't like them, because I think I do. I really like the praline, is that what it's called? In the middle? That soft bit in the middle. Excuse me. Allergy break. I'm only supposed to be on here for an hour. How long has it been? Oh, it's 40 minutes. I've got about 20 minutes left. That's great. Not that I have to get off specifically in an hour, but Steve is scheduled to be home around then. And I haven't seen him all week since I've been so busy dancing. I mean, I do see him, but this is our first day off together in a while where he hasn't been sick. He was so sick the last days off that he had that we couldn't do anything. So I think I have to take him out and get him a Valentine's Day present. I guess, do I need this third one? I don't think I have any other tip-ins and I don't want to put it on that. I guess I'll just add it to this one as well. I'm still on the original little box of staples I got with this. So that's really good value, I think. Oh, itchy nose, itchy nose. Let me see if I can put this here. These weeded sticker sheets. Oh, it's not gonna fit. Put it over here. This is the same one. Some of you have never even seen an empty sticker sheet. I know it. Imagine seeing 2 empty sticker sheets exactly the same. Must have really liked these stickers. No. I mean, I do like them, but they're actually just... they're in one of my sticker books. They might be in here. I took a whole bunch out. Let's put this one on. here. It's about time for me to go over all of my stuff that's just on the side of my desk because it's getting really collected up over there, and things have fallen out of pencil pots that are kind of hidden behind something else at this point. So I just need to go through everything and give that whole section a bit of a birthday. I don't know if that's something you're interested in watching. It can be quite dull, but if you got this far, I'm sure you're into dull content. It's not a read on you, it's a read on me. I'm gonna put this right here, I think, with all this other Gorgina red. Porto's is so cheap. I'm just waiting for the day that it realizes it's too cheap. And when I go in there and they've raised all their prices. That was like the little Japanese bakery near me. It's not super expensive, but they have raised their prices to the point where I was like, oh, all right, well, you're not cheap anymore. You're just like religious, like kind of like normal, to be honest. Just like everybody else. So rare these days that you find anything that you could actually call cheap. But Porto's, I would say, is very cheap. For some things, I don't think everything's cheap, but... And it's so delicious. I really like it. The only problem is you gotta wait 55 hours to get it. So I've taken to ordering it before I go and just picking it up. That way I don't have to stand in line for 300 years. These were little cards I made for my friends at Scary Farm last year. Just had a few extra. Waste not, want not. Alright, well that is one I will waste. Ooh, some of these plasticky little bits. Let's put you right here. So I got you for Christmas. Steve searched all over the world to get me... I wanted nude Havaianas, like my skin tone, but they don't really sell them. So he ended up getting me brown, which I have had before. Here is the little thing. Put that on there too. But I think he had to order them from the UK or something. I love thongs. I live in thongs. Even in the winter. I was wearing thongs out today. Flip-flops. People always look at me funny, but they don't know I'm Australian. They don't know that's what we do. They don't know how cultural that is. Alright, let's cut you off here. These are the little lists I make when I'm behind in my Hobonichi 5-year, or when I'm printing photos for it. I make lists of the days and the photos that I want. Because I'll usually do all the photos at once, and then I'll come back to it a day or two later, and I'll forget where all the photos are supposed to go, so I need my little list. I've learnt that the hard way. Had a whole bunch of photos, didn't know where they all went. It's fine, I can go back to the photo app and, you know, figure it all out, but it does get irritating. Put this here. Put this one on top because this is when it was working again, I think, and that'll make me happy. Well, no, actually, then the black screwed up. Does anyone remember this day? I was so mad. I put it all on my Insta story. Whenever I have a printer problem, that's a problem I share with social media. Like, I don't like to go on social media to, you know, trauma dump or anything, but if I got a printer problem, you and I are going to have that problem together. I cannot go on those journeys alone. But as soon as I got the yellow to work, the black started playing up. I was so angry. What are you gonna do? All right, I don't really know how I'm gonna put this down because it's very three-dimensional. I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of tape over it. We'll see what happens. I need some big packing tape. That's what I was supposed to order from Amazon. You know, every time you go to the store and you're like, I forget that thing every single time. Every time I go to order that packing tape, I think I'll remember and I don't. So yeah, I'm all out of it. This is a cute little envelope I got. I put it here. Packaging, this can go somewhere else. Got some brushes for Christmas. I don't do a lot of makeup when I perform, but if I don't, I tend to look very pale and washed out, especially if I'm sitting next to someone who does do makeup, and a lot of people do put on at least a light face for a performance. So I usually do, my makeup routine is Lumi Glow foundation, and then I do, it was Milk Makeup blush, but now I use, oh, I don't know her name. I was just given one of these blushes, but like a corally peachy blush that sometimes I put on my lips as well, like a lip and cheek. And then I do the Lumi Glow in like a medium, but then I use the dark Lumi Glow it's kind of like a tinted moisturizer to do the perimeter of my face and kind of bronze a little bit. Then I'll set the whole thing with a matte powder, which it still kind of glows through it, which I really like about that foundation. And it's also not very heavy. It's kind of like a light coverage. It looks very natural. And then I'll bronze after I've done that powder. And sometimes I'll put the little cheek and lip just on my eyelid, and then I'll bronze my eyes as well. I don't know why I've taken to doing that, because sometimes I think it looks insane, but I can't stop. It's like my art journaling sometimes when I'm doing my face. I feel like it's a creative process. Just keep going. There can never be too much. There absolutely can. But I don't do any eyes anymore. Every time I used to do mascara or eyeliner or something, it just looked too makeup-y, and it looked too, like it would melt off. I'd start getting fallout from the mascara because I would sweat. So, and the other reason I used to do that is because I felt like when I used a heavier foundation, it looked like I was wearing a lot of makeup, like my face was too flat. So that's why I like the Lumi Glow, because it's just very sheer, and you can still see my skin through it. So it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup, it just kind of evens out my skin tone. Literally no one asked, and I'm sure no one cares, but I had to tell you, just in case you were in the market for some Lumi Glow. Oh look, I got 2 pieces of ephemera left, and Steve is literally entering the door. So I will put these down and then say goodbye to you all. I hope you've had a lovely time hanging out with me. And I hope you enjoy some journaling over the weekend, or whenever you decide to do it. I'll have a look back at the comments and the engagement and everything on this and see if this was irritating, having the music playing and everything, but it felt kind of laid back. I didn't mind it. I think I've been out of frame for a lot of this, so that is going to be frustrating for a lot of people. So that aside, I'm sure I'll try and get a good read on whether this format was something I should think about doing again or not. Can I slip this under here? No. Oh, well, it's going right there then. Okay. Oh, well, that just really makes me feel good. This was all the ephemera I had in my box that had to be sorted right now. Let me just check one final time. Am I in frame? There we go. That's as good as we're going to get. This was empty when we started, so this was everything that I needed to kind of get rid of and put somewhere, give it a home. So you can tell that box is pretty full. Very much needed to do this today. I'm going to staple that together because that's going to irritate me. And that one. And that one. And this one's kind of covered by a thing, but just in case. Well, there's something on every spread now except for the front and back, so we are making progress on this. I did find this in my little box of goodies over there that I collect along the way too. This is my old garbage journal. If you don't remember, these are what I used to use, and this was journal number 3. So I don't know, like, am I feeling like I want to go back into this as well? I don't know. Between separating my ephemera for that other journal that's kind of like a little bit more sentimental ephemera and this, which is like an anything and everything, there's still lots of big pieces that wouldn't make sense to put in here. So I still need this journal for things like this, but I don't know if I want to maybe like go into this as well. I'm going to keep it over there just in case, because I don't know, I might feel something. I don't feel it today, but I might. I'll keep myself open to that. I definitely don't need another journal in my life, but this one's almost full. I guess my desire was to maybe finish this one and put it with the other 2 garbage journals and let them just sit over there quietly for a while. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I will hopefully see you again sometime soon, and hopefully you're not too mad at me for spamming your Instagrams with all of my all of my dancing. I'm just having so much fun. I want to share it with you. But also, I do use my Instagram to archive a lot of that stuff. So if you're ever bored with that, just click off. I won't be offended. But I do put it all up there, and it's usually the only way my mum sees it as well. I don't know where. I don't really usually send them to my mum. She sees them on there. I think I've sent her a couple. Anyway, my Instagram's a mess, but hopefully you've been enjoying it. If you have been curious to see some of those dancing, if you ever missed one and you think, oh, I wanted to see that, they're in highlights as well on my story. I have tons of highlights, also dating back years, like full vacations when we went to Japan are like highlighted on there, and I love to look through our highlights. So if you are ever looking for archived stuff on Instagram, just click on all those little circles on my profile, all the little highlights. If it's got a little emoji, that's generally a dancing one, like a little candle or a little top hat or the peanut that I have for the peanut celebration. Those usually dancing, and then all the other ones will have like Australia 23 or Japan part 1 or stuff like that. So those are really fun to look through. Anyway, I gotta go do Valentine's Day the day after with Steve. Hopefully you had a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye.